Just taking a quick look at this Arkpax, this is a new unit, a new company really making these power stations, and they're not just doing the usual stuff, you know? A lot of these off-brand companies that we see pop up, you know, what do? They copy all the big brand stuff and hope for the best, you know? It's not gonna work really, right? You gotta kind of offer something new, something interesting, and this company, in fact, is doing just that. So, and it's not just this product. I'll be taking a look at some of their other products as well. But as far as this one goes, the main appeal here is it's fully waterproof. And I mean fully waterproof. Like you can submerge this thing for up to 3 hours is what they're saying. Now, you know, we will talk about that a little bit more here later in the video. You know, I wouldn't recommend really doing that. But, you know, they do claim that you could do it and it'll be fine. So, yeah, I mean, I know a lot of you guys like to take these things out on your boat or something, you know, with some solar out there, right? So you might find this appealing, you know, and just in case the thing falls in the water, or, you know, they even mentioned maybe you're a deep sea diver. You can actually take this thing down to the bottom of the ocean floor with you. And then for all the specs here, you know, it's actually really good. As long as you're a fan of NMC batteries, it's really good. So, you know, we do get like UPS, we do get 1800 watt inverter, you know, we do get pretty good solar, 400 watts, and it is up to 48 volts. And from the wall, yes, a standard wall cord, up to 1,000 watts going into this thing. So that, you know, that pretty much covers everything you're probably going to want, right? And then NMC batteries, you might be saying, you know, why? Why did they do that? Well, because this thing does weigh a lot. I mean, this thing weighs 48 pounds. So that's kind of, you know, typically what we would see LFP batteries weigh with this capacity. So 1,500 watt hours. And why is that? It's because they tried to make this thing waterproof, right? They made it so that you can take it swimming with you. So how are they, you know, how are they able to achieve this? I don't know. You know, what's interesting, on the side of it, you can see there's a large vent, a large, you know, air vent for the cooling fan. So, and they do mention here as well. So, you know, if you're going to be able to submerge this thing, you kind of need to seal it all off, right? So they do mention it has this ultra seal technology, but they don't really explain it too much. I don't know. And then it does, they do say anti-electrolysis technology as well. So that's interesting. If that almost indicates to me that they are allowing some components to get wet. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then how about this? Immersion detection technology. So there's actually a little icon that comes on. You know, it basically says, hey, you're getting water in this thing, right? So this is kind of one of those funny little warning lights. It kind of reminds me, you remember that submarine that went down to the Titanic that, you know, it didn't end well, right? That's kind of like the same thing, right? I mean, if you have these warning lights coming on, isn't it almost a little too late? And the last little interesting thing here is the handle. There's no handle, actually. It's this Hulk belt system. So what is this? It's like a rope. They give you like a rope. So I don't know, maybe this was inspired by like the boating thing as well. It could have been. But also they claim that this is going to actually make it easier for you to kind of carry this weight. As I mentioned, 48 pounds. It's, you know, that's a good amount of weight. So I don't know. I guess it's possible. I mean, I'm not a physics expert here. Maybe some of you guys in the comments can kind of chime in here. But I know there is some ways to kind of use leverage to your advantage. And some of these ways of kind of hoisting things, you know, you can do that. And basically, it'll just make it seem like you're not lifting as much weight. That's kind of what they're claiming here now. You know, whether or not that's true, I don't know. And they're claiming that this is going to give you such an advantage that you can even put this thing around your neck. But, you know, as much as we laugh and joke about this stuff, you might find this appealing, you know, if you like to go out in the weather, right? And maybe you live somewhere where it's just raining all the time. You know, this is really what this unit's going to be designed for, is like heavy rainfall, you know. As I mentioned, I don't know if I'd, you know, trust the submersion thing, but if that was their goal, you know, if that was their aim when designing this thing, it should be fine in like a downpour, right? So, and how does it work? You know, so if water does get into the cooling vent there's like drain channels on the bottom of this thing, as you can see, so it's just going to drain out. So yeah, hopefully you just found this helpful or interesting, and yeah, thanks for watching.